Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Yulia Tudor Show, where I deliver daily inspiration, motivation, paradigm shifts, marketing how-tos. So I'm super glad to be live here with you. Today I'm doing it in my home because I've been taking some notes, I've been studying, I've been expanding my mind, and every time I do this, I get so excited to do these live feeds with you because even I go through aha moments, right? So I want to share this journey of personal development with you. So right now, my title right now is, are you surviving or are you creating? And it is so frustrating and it's so painful to watch so many people be into that survival state, right? They keep focusing on what is, and then they wonder, why do I keep getting what is? We are literally addicted to our suffering on a biological level. And you can change that, but we need to become aware of that, and we need to understand why that happens. If you're watching this right now, highly recommend getting the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. You need to change the habits of the way that you've been thinking. So check it out, guys. We, unfortunately, are trapped in three circumstances. We are trapped in our body, we are trapped in the environment that we're in, and we are trapped in time. So we're using our senses to determine the reality that we're in, right? Now, unfortunately, we can create really stressful environments for ourselves. Here's the thing, evolutionary, right? Animals, organisms, having a bit of stress for all living organisms is functional. Right? Because it's going to allow you to survive. It's going to allow you to get away from danger, right? So any type of being is necessary to have some sort of stress for you to get away from danger, okay? That's crucial to your survival. However, what do we humans do? Do you realize that you can create a stressful environment with your thought alone, with the memories that you have? You're creating stress in your body. And we are not evolutionary programmed to endure stress for long periods of time, right? And what happens is if you experience this stress over long periods of time, you're creating a hazardous environment within your own body that can cause changes in your genetics. You can cause dysregulation in your genetics, and that's how we become sick, right? So it's literally mind-blowing because your thoughts can actually make you sick. Your thoughts keep you in this survival state of fight or flight, right? So what happens is instead of putting the energy into what we want, to desire and create, right? Instead of putting that energy into our frontal lobe of our brain, which is the center of creation, right? We go into a state of fight or flight. And what that means is that we're activating the sympathetic system of our nerves. So we're taking that energy away from our immunity. We're taking that energy away from our healing, our organs, right? From our body to function properly. And we're putting that energy into our muscles so we're ready to fight or flight, right? But the reality is that we're not in physical danger. We're creating these moments of such high stress, right? Literally with your thoughts and your mind and your memories and what you're ruminating, right? And we need to put a stop to this. I want to read you a really cool quote, okay? Let's tap into some quantum physics here. Take a look at this, okay? So if an atom is 99.99999, right, percent energy, and 0.00001% is actually physical substance, physical matter, right? Then I'm actually more nothing than something. So why? Why do I keep my attention on the small percentage of the physical world when I am so much more? Is defining my present reality by what I perceive with my senses my biggest limitation that I have? Right? Think about that right now. So what is reality? Reality, 99.999% is all energy, right? It's all energy, and we are energy. Yet, yet we keep focusing on what is. We allow our senses to guide the reality that we're creating. Our senses are creating our reality. It's just freaking mind-blowing. Another quote that I wanted to read to you guys is, the more that we use our senses to define reality, the more we allow our senses to determine the reality. So how do we change this reality? How do we step out of this? This is basically what we call the Newtonian model of thinking, right? Which basically, it looks us into trying to predict the future based on past experience, right? So that's why we keep producing the same reality over and over and over again. We get stuck in a rut. Why? Because we are ruminating about the things that we don't like, right? We're ruminating about the things that we don't like, about, and we even say, like, this is my current reality right now. This is my situation. Well, you're right. That's exactly what is, and that's exactly what will continue to be. So stop. Stop right there. Stop paying attention. Stop feeding attention to the things that you don't like, because the things that you like is only 0.00001% of a real reality, right? Reality is energy, and we create that reality with the thoughts and the intentions and the emotions that we're putting out there. Why? Why are you always going back into that state of survival? You're making yourself sick. You're creating a reality you don't like. Stop self-sabotaging yourself, right? We have been programmed. That's the problem. And it all comes together. I've been studying a lot the mind. I've been studying psychology, quantum physics. I've been studying how the society that we live in literally puts so much fear on us so that we're programmed to stay in a lower frequency. And guess what? Speaking of freaking frequency, and by the way, if you're watching a lot of TV, if you're watching a lot of violence, if you're surrounding yourself with a lot of news, you're going to be in that low frequency of fear. And that is why you keep attending to what is in front of you instead of what could potentially be in front of you. Look at things as the way they could be, not as the way they are currently, because you're just going to keep continuing that. So everybody's getting pumped here. Rick says the mind is like a virus, or it could be your antivirus, right? It depends on how you use your mind. Nectar Deeker, Vlada says it's Joe Dispenza. That's right. Chris says, Zero, you're my hero. David says, love it. Philip Ektarhol, no, it's the Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza. Philip says, thank you. Carolina, nice to have you here. Vlada, what's up? So glad to have you guys here. Now listen, what happens when we're in a state of fear? Our frequency starts going lower, right? And I want to show you something really, really interesting. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's basically a chart. So if you can see, the ones that have high frequency, really, really high frequency, that is more the frequency of energy. That's what energy is. It has to be very, very high intervals, right? Now, matter has a lower frequency, right? That's what physical matter is. And this is the equivalent of low energy feelings. So, like feeling depressed, right? Feeling anger, feeling hate. You're literally putting yourself in a low frequency, which makes you attend more to physical reality, right? So we have to elevate ourselves into that high peaks of frequency, which is joy, emotion, passion, love, excitement, right? Because when you are feeling like that, you are literally transcending yourself into energy, right? And that is what 99.99% of reality actually is. Matter doesn't get created until you actually observe it, because there are infinite possibilities in the universe, and it only appears when we observe something. So that is literally why we are slaves. We are slaves to our current reality. We are slaves to our bodies. We obsess about the way we look, the way we feel, right? We become selfish and possessed with this materialistic world, and this is why you're stuck in a rut. This is why you keep creating the physical reality. You know, we're stuck in our environment. We keep looking at what is. Oh, I don't like my job. I don't like my boss. I don't like the place I live in, right? It's full of poverty everywhere, right? And that's what you keep attending, right? And then you worry about the time, right? So you're stuck in this time because you're thinking you're running out of time to achieve the things that you really want to do. So we are trapped in our body, environment, and time. And the way you can change these things is by becoming detached from reality, right? From this 0.001% of reality. You have to get detached from it. And there's certain things and exercises that you can do. If you want to create reality, you need to get detached from the current present reality you're in. You need to become selfless. You have to lose your sense of self, right? And there's a variety of ways that you can do that to create that detachment, right? We have to become emotionally detached from what is and emotionally attached to what could be, right? Do you ever realize that when you're having a dream, right? You wake up and you're sweating, and because you've had a nightmare or a really intense dream, you can physically change your body with what's happening up here. So you need to take control of what's happening up here if you don't like what's out here. So I'm hoping that this is a wake-up call for you guys, okay? So the question is, you know, why do we do this? Why do we get stuck in this physical reality? Why do we keep creating what is? Well, the thing is that remember when I talked about how your energy diverts from you know, fueling your body, from taking care of your organs, your immune system, and you get this rush of energy that goes into your muscles to get ready in a fight or flight, except there's no external hazard. There's no lion out there that's going to eat you. It's all in your mind, right? It's all the shackles of your mind that are keeping you trapped in this. But why do we keep doing it? You literally get a physical addiction to the chemicals that are happening in your body, right? So you get addicted to this rush of being in a fight or flight state. And that's the only way you feel you're alive. You become conditioned. You create neural pathways in your brain that it's just easier for you to think that way. So we have to stop. See, the difference between humans and animals is that we have the power to become aware of our thoughts. We can observe our thoughts. And through awareness, it should give you a light bulb moment. And how can you tell you're going the wrong way? Check with your gut feeling. How are you feeling right now? If you're feeling bad, newsflash, your thoughts are probably going the wrong way. So we got to have the awareness to stop this, right? So with awareness, you have the power to observe your thoughts and place the attention of where you want your energy to be, right? And you need to believe that what you're attending to can become achievable. This is how you create a consciousness, right? So for your first thing, you're aware that your body doesn't feel good, because when you're upset, your body will feel bad. You will have that gut-wrenching feeling. Aha, I'm aware. That's a light bulb moment. Something's not working for me. I'm not feeling good. Your emotions are your GPS system. It's going to guide you on a better path, right? So then you realize, well, what is it that I'm attending to? Where is my attention going? Am I really here? Or am I in the past? Am I thinking about, maybe past relationships, past failures? And the crazy part is when you're thinking there, you literally re-experience that reality right now. But there's no threat in front of you. Isn't that freaking mind-blowing? So stop. Another thing is that you could be being aware of the present moment. Now, a lot of people say, hey, be in the present moment. And yes, that could be a good thing, but here's when it's a bad thing. When you are attending to the present moment and the present moment is something you're not happy with. You do not like the present moment. So if you keep giving attention, right, to the present moment, you're going to keep creating that. You're going to keep stressing yourself out, And you're going to keep creating that. You're literally living in a rut. It's kind of like, here's how the past and the present moment can keep creating the future. If you're about to be invited to a party and you hate the person that's invited you, right? Let's say it's your boss and he's always so boastful and he's always bragging and he just really annoys you. And you've had this experience in the past. So then you're like, oh, I know how this is going to go, right? And sure enough, everything hits the fan. You spill the wine on your dress. You see the boss present his wife with a new BMW. You get jealous, you get upset, and then the whole night just turns out exactly how you predicted it. Why? Because that is what you were attending to. So your past and your present moment are literally creating the future. So what should you do instead, right? We need to attend to the future events that we want to create. Yes, we can use some data in the past where you felt successful, where you felt proud, where you felt accomplished. Pick some of that data because that's how we have imagination. Imagination is created through memory, right? So you can pick some of that data to create the future that you want with your mind. You have to visualize it. And when you visualize it, you are physically creating changes in your body to feel better. That is your number one goal. If you don't feel good right now, your goal is to feel a little bit better, right? Move a little bit higher on that scale of the emotional scale. So now that we become aware of how we feel, now we become aware of what am I attending to? Am I attending to the past? Am I attending to the present where things are not happening for me the way I would like them to be? Am I worrying about a future event that hasn't happened yet? Right? What is my attention right now? Right? Now to become aware and where your attention is going, you can start guiding yourself. How do you guide yourself? You got to ask yourself better questions, right? So here's an example. What would it be like to fill in the blank? Right? What would it be like to book a plane ticket anytime I want without having to worry about my work or my family, and I can just go at any time and enjoy freely? What would it be like to not have to worry about my bills, to have everything paid for, everything covered, and I don't have a care or worry in the world, right? What is a better way to be? Fill in the blank. Well, perhaps a better way to be is to be a little more optimistic, to be more excited, have more passion, to wake up, with a purpose. I want to feel like that. That's what I want to feel. I wonder what that would feel like if I could live that right now, right? Ask yourself, maybe there's a person that you admire. Maybe there's someone that you really look up to, right? Ask yourself, what would life be like if I was this person living this reality, right? Well, I would enjoy, being in a yacht, going on private jet. I would have this mansion. I would travel the world. I would do philanthropy. I would speak on stages, right? Because you're observing this reality. You can live vicariously through a person and take pieces of that data and add it to your imagination and tap in into that feeling, right? And here's the thing, a lot of people say, think of what you want, but the mistake that people do is they think about the lack of what they want. And how do you know you're thinking about the lack of what you want? You start feeling bad, right? So again, your emotions will tell you where you're at, right? So think about things that you believe you can achieve and you believe you could feel better. It could cause you to feel better. If you're thinking about, I want a Lamborghini, but it makes you feel really shitty because you don't have it, don't think about it, right? Think about maybe a BMW. Maybe that'll make you feel a little better, right? And I encourage you to become in contact with the reality that you want to achieve. Right? Go into the car shop and try, take a car for a test drive. If you want a certain home, go into that home, touch, feel, make it real. I hear so many people that say, I just want to help people, or I just want to, live this kind of lifestyle. And I ask you, okay, great. How much does it cost to do that? If you want to book a plane ticket right now to Thailand, right? And if I had unlimited amount of money and I was just going to give you the money, but I was only going to give it to you if you knew what was the price ticket of that plane ticket. Can you answer that? And if you can't, it's a bad thing. You need to know what you want. You need to come in contact with that reality. Physically touch it. Look for it online. Look how much it costs to attain it. Study the people that have it. Make it real for you guys, right? You have to be committed to brainwashing yourself into experiencing that reality that you so badly desire, right? So ask yourself more what if questions, okay? By the way, I highly recommend doing a specific meditation that I've been practicing. It's called Dr. Poulos, the Deep Trance Identification. It puts you in a state of hypnosis, and it allows you to tap into the consciousness of someone that you admire, someone that has a lifestyle that you like, or certain characteristics, psychological traits, maybe business etiquette. You want to tap into that mind, and you want to become as if you are them. Because by the way, right, we all have a consciousness that is on an energy plane that can be tapped into at any moment. Have you recognized a time where you thought about someone and then they gave you a phone call? Why is that? Because energy, our thoughts, our consciousness can transmit through space, through time, right? So you can literally pick someone that you admire and tap into their consciousness. You know, this guy's a doctor. He's helped, Olympic athletes, cancer patients to tap into a healthier state of being, whether that's mindset or physical. So drop a comment down below. Just say meditation. More than happy to send you that resource. It's $20, but it's the best freaking $20 you'll ever spend in your life. I live by it and I listen to it every single night. So this is how we can start tapping in to the reality that we want. We've become aware of what we don't want. Fine. I feel bad. Time to change. How can I do things to make me feel better? Ask myself what if questions. Look at the things I want to come in contact with. You know, ask myself, what kind of reality I want to create? A reality that you believe. Belief is the #1 source ingredient to being a catalyst and creating the reality that you want, right? So the next thing is you have to make it real. I talked about making it real, but why? Why do we want to do that, right? Well, here's the thing is when we're imagining things, we are sending blood flow to our frontal lobe. Our frontal lobe is the source of creativity, of creation, of creative thinking, right? And here's the thing is that our frontal lobe is attached to all the other parts of the brain. Like, how cool is that? So get this, it's attached to the sensory part of your brain, where it's responsible for feeling. It's attached to the motor part of your brain, which is responsible for moving. It's attached to the association center, which determines your identity. We define who we are by the people we are in our body, in our environment, and in time, right? So if we can imagine something else, we are tapping into that association center and recreating a new identity. That's what you have to do, and that's what we're doing with this imagination. We're tapping into this frontal part of our brain that's connected literally to all the other parts of our brain, right? And it's attached to circuits that literally process time. That is why when you're dreaming, when you're imagining, when you're reading, right? You become detached from space, from time, from your body, right? So that you can start thinking about something that you do want. We need to put so much data in our brain so that we can create the reality we want. So you need to start putting information in your brain about, things of how to change your mind, how to feel better, realities that we want to create, right? Things we want to tap into. We have to put that information in our brain so we could use it as tools to create imagination. Right? So guys, I'm super passionate about this because I believe wealth is not just strategy, right? You can learn any marketing strategy, business strategy in the world, but if you don't believe in what you're doing, if you're going into your business with doubt, with fear, with low frequency, my friend, you are destined for failure. But guess what? You can change. You can absolutely change by breaking the habits of being yourself. So I got a few resources for you. Number one, order this freaking book. Comment down below, book, and I'll send you the Amazon link for this. You need this in your life. Comment down below, meditation. I'm going to send you the Dr. Poulos Deep Trance Meditation so you can take yourself in a state of hypnosis so you can tap into the reality that you desire, that you want to create. And also, I would look in your home, in your hometown, see if there's any sensory deprivation tanks. These are tanks that you can float in that are filled with, you know, hundreds of pounds of salt. It's kind of mimicking the Dead Sea. It actually gets rid of your environment because it's dark. You can't feel your body because the temperature matches your skin temperature, and you literally lose sense of time. So we have to lose our sense of self, right? So we can start creating the reality that we want. So often what I do is I go to these sensory deprivation tanks to detach from the reality that I am currently in and literally time travel to the reality that I do want to create. And I can create those physical changes in my body. And when I'm tapping into that reality, my body is changing and I'm literally becoming a magnet, a powerful magnet of people, events, circumstances that will ultimately lead to my desire because I'm on the same frequency. Right? So, oh my God, this is just mind-blowing. I'm going to take a moment to just read the comments down below here. What are people saying? Rick says book. I will absolutely send that to you. Chris says meditation. I will send that to you. Rick says love to learn more about this. Ron, Stephanie, Yannick, nice to have you guys here. I feel good. Good for you, Ray. That is the whole point. We have to reprogram ourselves to feeling good. That's the sad reality is that we live in a society. See, the elites have figured it out. They ask themselves, how can we program people to be slaves, right? Because that's what we are. Yeah, maybe you have a car, maybe you have a home, but at the end of the day, we're modern day slaves to our mortgage, to our debts, right? And we're always in this frequency of fear and of survival. And that's why we're getting sick. That's why we're not happy. That's why our relationships are degrading, right? We're not living the quality of life that we truly desire and deserve, right? So first of all, don't be so hard on yourself. Love yourself enough to forgive yourself for the reality you created. Some people disagree. Some people say, I didn't create this reality. I didn't think of a car accident. I didn't think of a spine injury. I didn't think about my home burning down. No, but you were on a frequency that matched that reality. So the moment you take absolute 100% control and responsibility for the reality that you're creating, you can change it. Because if you don't like the situation you're in, guess what? You can change it. And this is how you can become aware. Where is my attention going to, right? Start asking yourself better what if questions. Start doing exercises to detach yourself from the current reality that you're in, right? Do meditation. Comment down below meditation. I will send you the Dr. Poulos meditation deep trance so you become detached and tap into the consciousness of people that have what you want and have been where you've been, right? Study the people that have the situations, look at the lifestyle, make it real. You want to change your life? You want to live in this nice home? You want to travel to this place? You want to do this philanthropy? How much money do you need? Look it up. Make it real. Go to the homes, touch it, feel it, get in touch with the reality that you want because it's going to change how you feel. We have to literally brainwash ourselves. We have to detach from what is. Stop giving attention to what is. If you want anything in your life to change, right? You're going to have to make some changes up here, right? So how bad do you want it? Are you committed? Are you committed to changing your life? How bad do you want it? Are you tired of living in survival? Or you want to actually create your life and get some freaking power and control back in your life, right? So guys, if this has been motivational, inspirational, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you resonate. Share my message, because you know what? This is a power we all have. We are divine beings, and we have been programmed. We've gone against our mother nature. We are not meant to stay in a state of stress and survival for this long. You are meant for a better quality of life, and that starts up here. Order this book, comment book below, comment meditation below, send me a message. I am here to help you, but you have to be willing to help yourself and be determined to being the best person you can be. And I believe in you, and you can do it, and you deserve it. Mwah. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time on the next episode. Ciao for now.